from somewhere and there's 2 people with you, I'm on 8 other streams. If you're watching me somewhere and there's 64 people on with you right now, so I'm on 8 different streams. So you may not see all the people who are here. You may not see in the comments that come up because they're coming up from different streams. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on YouTube right now. So you looking for my you looking to okay, so let's talk about that. So I was on Dr. Boyce's podcast yesterday, and Dr. Boyce was like, Constance, you got to invite me out to the DMV, so we can do an event. So soon we're going to do an event here in the DMV. But even beyond that, we have the Net 7 Nation, and last night was our first night. Last night was our kickoff night for Net 7 Nation, and we had over 100 women from all over the country and internationally on the call that said yes to transformation, to doing something different, to living their lives full out, to just changing the game for not only themselves, for their family, for their future. So that was really exciting. So if anybody was on the call last night, chime in and tell us, how, if the call made an impact with you. What's up, Yvette? Back in the building. Let me know if the call made an impact with you, because you got to see a couple of the. Oh, you know what? I didn't. You know what? I didn't. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even gonna come live today because I came live yesterday. But let me show you one of the ladies. So last night at the Net 7, hold on. Let me see. Last night at the Net 7 Nation call, we had some of the ladies in the Net 7 Nation, Net 7 Collective speak, and they just were kind of sharing their experiences. And I didn't get a chance to put anything together, but let me just show you one of the ladies. So we have women in our inner circle that are going to be leaders, that are going to be, here we go, that are going to be chapter leaders. And these are ladies that I've personally trained. And so what we're doing is we're making an impact all over the community. Oh, all over the country. Hold on. Let me see. I think I might be able to pull it up here. Hold on. And so I didn't edit this or anything, but let me just kind of show you one of the videos from one of the ladies. I ain't wearing my glasses, so I'm kind of blind. Maybe it's this one.
So I'm Montia Level. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm also in Fresno, California. I go between the two. I'm actually helping someone here in Fresno get her business off the ground right now. So I come out here and help her a lot. She's doing medical transportation, so I've been helping her get her licenses for that stuff. This group, I can't begin to tell you what this group has done for me. I came to this group in a hard time in my life. I had lost my mom and my husband. I was down and out. So since then, complete change. I was 206 pounds. I'm down to 173.
Hey, congratulations.
Yes. I was diabetes, high blood pressure. Stuff is gone. So that's part of it. And just my businesses. I mean, I have my notary license doing taxes, and now I've added to that a published author. I have 3 books that are on Amazon. I got 4 that's in the making right now that's already done. It has to be published. They're journals for young kids, helping them. It has affirmations, it has scriptures in there so they can get something knowledge every morning before they go to school, and then they come in there and write afterwards what they learned and how they show kindness to the other kids at school, because I have 12 kids that I deal with every day, so I need something to get their mind focused on. I've been showing my nephew how to buy stocks and invest. He's only 15 years old, so we're getting him together so he can be financially stable. And I've also purchased land that I've been able to give to my pastors, my kids, and myself. So a lot of things. And then we had an accountability meeting that we had something that we need to work on. And since then, I started a Toro fleet. I have 5 cars on Toro right now that's bringing me in $4,000 a month.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been on the grind.
So it's crazy. So if I could just go back, Montia, she lost, like she said, she lost her mother and her husband within a month of each other, and was left with 12 children. 12 children. 2 of them were her adult children, 5 were your foster children, 5 of them were your mother.
4 was my adopted kids, and my parents' 6 adopted children.
Your parents 6, yours 4. So she's 12 children. When she came in, thankfully we had a scholarship, right? And so you were able
Yep.
to, yeah. So she came in, and now she's got Turo. She has land. She's buying a hotel. She's doing taxes. She's helping people with businesses. She's a published author.
And that's all from my sisters in here. I could call any one of my sisters if I need help
God,
or some motivation.
God.
So I could, when the chapters open up, I was like, what else can I do? I would love.
So I'm so proud of that, sister. I actually went to high school with Montia. And so I think on our second cohort, she was part of our second cohort, I believe. And someone was generous enough to donate a scholarship for a person to come join the group. And she wrote a letter. She had her daughter write a letter. Like all these people, like she was so motivated. And though I had got several letters from several people who really wanted to be a part of the program. And I'm so glad that God put her in the group and aligned her. I mean, 12 children by herself, right? So she didn't have a whole lot of money, extra money. She didn't have, and now, like I said, she's doing all these things, buying hotels and buying land. And this is as a result, and as a published author. I actually have one of her books is a published author, because I taught the ladies how to write books. We all have a book. So I taught them how to write books. She has a children's book. We're actually writing a children's book right now. So she's one of the chapter leaders. She's the Las Vegas chapter leader, and she is the Fresno chapter leader. So she's going to be leading other people to be able to do the same thing, which I hadn't even checked in with her in a few months. So I had no idea that she was doing all the things that she's doing. But that is pretty consistently the story of a lot of the women who've gone through the program, and from the testimonials last night, and it was great. So my question to you is, as I was in the shower I'm thinking like, what is your next, and what's holding you back from you getting to your next? And I want to challenge you today to kind of analyze what that is. What's holding you back? Why aren't you doing what it is that you really want to be doing? What is going on in your life that's stopping you from being in alignment with your purpose? Many of us don't even know what our purpose is. So, that's one thing. It's, what are you really passionate about? And then what things come to you easy? And then how can you monetize that so that you can help how can you help other people? And then you can monetize that thing. So why aren't you doing the thing that you want to do? I don't know if you know, but 88% of people with degrees do not operate in their profession. 80% of people with degrees, and then 88% of people who are employed are not employed in areas that they love. They're just content. And so, are you okay with being content? If you are okay with being content, at least you're not struggling, at least you're not suffering, right? If you're okay with being content, that's fine. But if you're not okay with being content, then what's stopping you from your next? What's stopping you from your next? So that's a question that I have for you, is what is stopping you from your next? And I want to help you to get that out today. I want to help you to get that out. I'm going to look, let me see. I want to show you some other just snippets from our kickoff meeting last night, which I hadn't planned on doing it. That's why I don't have it up. But just to show you how amazing this community of women are. Let me see. Let me share my screen. But I'm gonna just share with you some of the women and all the great things that they're doing in the world. Okay, let me see. Here's one right here. Let me share my screen. Okay. Your girl need her glasses on. No. It's right here. There it is right there. Girl, get your ish together. All right, let me show you. Maybe I should put my glasses on. All right, so all right, here's Judy. I call her Judy with the big booty. That's why she said that. I messed up my spot. Hold on. Let me go back. Let's see. Judy. Oh. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all can't see what I'm saying. Hold on. Hold on. See recording information. Let me get it out. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. There it is. Oh,
Clinics and for the Miles Square Health Center, which is their community. They're a federally qualified health center, their community health center. So
all right, hold on.
I've been deep, and they've been sending me stuff for 3 weeks since I signed the employment contract. So I really have kind of been MIA because I had so much stuff to do to prepare for before I went in. I'm originally from St. Louis. I've been living in Chicago for 13 years. So what I gained from the program, most importantly, was that I don't have to go it alone. I've traveled quite a journey in the past decade, specifically in the past decade here in Chicago. By the way, Constance, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of my husband's death.
Wow.
And a big part of my survival and my success of stepping out the way that I have in really leveling up in my career has been through my connection with Net7. And I now know that there are like-minded individuals, women out there who share my experiences and my point of view. So in our chapter, I'm looking to create a safe space where you can explore your passions, learn from others, and then share your expertise. Constance says everybody has something that they can share. Everybody has a way that they can serve because everybody has unique abilities and a unique calling. You don't even know how you're going to help others. So we come together to grow and to help others to do the same.
Amen. That's what it's about. It's so funny because a lot of times people will come in thinking this is what they're going to do. Oh, this is my gift. This is what I really want to do. And this is what I need help in. And when they leave or when they, in a few months, they come out thinking something totally different. So I think that's dope. And since I got Felicia in the audience, I want to show, let me see, Felicia. I see you over there in the audience, Boo. I think you were the last one. So let me see if I can find Felicia. Let's see, where's Felicia? Where's Felicia? Oh, there's Dr. Deb. Felicia, let me show you Felicia.
With each and every one of you. Like it was almost kind of emotional.
Hold on. It's definitely going to make room for you inside of this community. So thank you, Miss Felicia.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. You just heard from my co-leader, the great Brenda Quantum. I'm really excited to be able to be in this room with each and every one of you. Like it was almost kind of emotional, like watching it. Any of you felt like that little warm, fuzzy eye sweating, kind of trying to, creep in there. But it's just a phenomenal space to be in. I'm Baltimore raised. I've been here pretty much all my life. I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife. I'm a hard worker. I almost work too hard for everybody else, if you know what I mean. I came to this space because I had kind of been looking for something. I've been always a purpose-driven person all my life, but somewhere along the line, I kind of lost it. I had gotten sick. I was like, I didn't even think I would still be living by this time. So I was praying for this space. I just didn't know. I got introduced to Constance through real estate. And I loved her from the moment I heard her. Like, she still blows my mind. And just to be able to connect with her and like in such a divine way, you know what I mean? And to meet all of you, it was really what I was looking for. My husband says, like I'm in business church all the time. I'm like, what? I'm like, get out of our conversations. You know what I mean? But it's a great space where we grow one another. You know, we love one another. We share our tools with one another. The resources that you get from the group will propel you forward in ways you never really even thought of. Like what Corey was talking about, like where she was and now what she's doing. Like Dr. Didi, we call her Dr. Didi, even though she's, you know, an attorney. Like, she blew our mind with so many things that she had on her plate. Dr. Deb, which you guys will hear from, like every one of these ladies are phenomenal in their own way. And what I say about, if you don't know how to do it, we do. So we've been equipped with a whole tool bag that you guys will get the opportunity to take hold of and run with, just as we were given within this group. A lot of you be like, you know, I want to do something, but I don't know what. That was me when I came into the space. So like right now, I currently have 2 drafts. I have a draft of a children's book, which is going to be a series. Then I have another book that's an interrelational book about co-parenting and life after a separation and how to raise healthy children in that process, because everybody doesn't know how to do it. I also have a manual that's coming out also that we all talked about. I won't drop that just yet, but I have a manual that's coming out. So it's just about evolving, ladies, and you can do it. And what I, along with my co-partner, my co-chapter leader, Brenda, a couple of things I want you to know. I want you to know we're going to be working so that you understand the power of working with women. There's no competition here. I don't like those spaces where it's competition. I don't thrive in competitive spaces. That's just not my personality. Here we come together as a group. We come together to grow. We come to break generational curses. We are here to learn how to invest. I love investing. Like that, no more wasting money. I want you to enjoy your life, but we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about generations. What we are doing here, we are learning to teach our friends. We're learning to teach our family. We're here to teach each other. And what she talks about, when she talks about women and growing a nation, we mean that here. And I'm real passionate about it, but I'm gonna like pass the baton a little bit because, you know, I can go on a little bit and I want to give everybody the opportunity. But I love what we have here. And if this is something that feels right to you, that's because it is right for you.
So I just wanted to share just a little, you know, just from a couple of the ladies who have been through the Net 7 Collective, and this is what they shared last night in our Net 7 Nation kickoff, and these are the chapter leaders. But I want to go back because what she talked about is she didn't know, she had no idea like what her next was, and I'm so glad that I played that one because it actually goes right into, you know, what I want to talk to you about. Like sometimes we get caught up in maybe feeling stuck. What are you really doing with yourself, and why do you feel stuck, and what's the fear that you're possessing? What is that thing that you're possessing, that the fear that's keeping you stuck? What's going on in your life? What is the fear? Is it a fear of failure? Is it a fear of success? A lot of people have a fear of failure because they don't want you know, it'll blow their self-esteem. You know, everybody will say, see, I told you, you should have just stuck with that good job. I told you, you should have just done this. You should have done that. There's that fear of failure. There's a fear of losing. But I'm here to tell you that when you fail, that propels you to the next level. That's part of the journey. That's part of the growth. That's part of the school. That school is a failure. So what's next? What's been holding you back from your life that you really, really, really want? And I want you to answer that question for yourself. You can put it in the chat if you want to, or you could just meditate on that. But what's been holding you back? And I want to give you a moment to think about that. What's been holding you back from getting what you really, really, really want? Is it your job? Is it your significant other? Is it your responsibility? Is it your children? Is it your lack of education? Is it the imposter syndrome? What's been holding you back? I want you to walk away today with some honesty, with some clarity, but most importantly, with some action. Because we have these fears of failure, like I said, we have the fear of judgment, we have a fear of success. What if I'm successful and I can't maintain the momentum? I can't maintain the success. Or what if I'm successful and now people have these expectations of me and I know who I really am, and then I suffer from this imposter syndrome? What if I am successful? People actually have that fear in their life of being successful. What is it that you're comfortable? Are you comfortable with staying safe? Is it because you're not clear about what is it that you want to do, that you really don't know how to do it? Has there been limitations that you placed on yourself? Maybe somebody told you something. You got to think about it. When we're children, we are fearless. We come into this world completely fearless, don't we? We're jumping off of couches. We're doing all these things. And then somebody tells us, they tell us no, they tell us stop. And then it puts this fear around us. And then over the years, we've heard all of these negative things about what we can't do and these rules and these barriers. And then we've placed them on ourselves. And so we've held ourselves back from doing the things that we really want to do because of the limitations that have been placed upon us, but we've also adopted. So I want to ask you, which one of those things resonates with you? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of success? Is it, staying in your comfort zone? Is it the judgment? Is it you don't have the clarity? Do you have limitations? Do you have some type of self-doubt? Because the cost of staying stuck, the cost of playing small is larger than the actual outcome of what can actually happen. Imagine if you were standing on a cliff and you said, okay, I'm gonna jump off. And you're like, no, I don't want to jump off because what if I fall? But what if you grew wings and you flew? What if that happened? How great would that be? How successful would that make you? So I want you to think about those things, those limitations that are keeping you stuck and in a cycle of, frustration and unfulfilled potential, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are just existing in this unfulfilled potential. And let me tell you something, the graveyard is full of potential. It is full of $1 million ideas. And what you don't want to do is get to the end of your life with could-haves, should-haves, would-haves. What really makes you happy? Think about that. So you might not know what your purpose is, but what are some things that really make you happy? And I'm talking about being of service to somebody. I'm not just talking about the money piece. I want to get to your purpose and your passion and your purpose, and that's in serving, right? So, because we're not talking about selling. I'm not talking about selling, but I'm talking about how can you serve another person to where your life is fulfilled, and you could also monetize it. What is it that you do well? Here's the thing. Your breakthrough, it starts with one choice. It starts with one decision. It starts with you taking a step back and saying, okay, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to write down some goals. I'm going to create my vision. Because, the Bible says without a vision, people perish. But there are things that you need to do to kind of prepare to get to the next level. And I think because you don't have the clarity and understanding how to set those goals, then you never do it. And you just kind of stay stuck in this cycle. So you got to have a vision for your life. What is it that looks like? What do you want to? And that's why even in Net 7, when we do Net 7 Collective and the Net 7 Nation, we do visualization exercises every week, because without a vision, people perish. So if you don't know what it is that you want for your life, how are you going to actually get there? If you can't see it in your mind, then you certainly can't hold it in your hands. So ultimately, I want you to sit and think. Just be quiet. Just be still. And have a visualization and meditation and say, okay, where is it that I want to be? Maybe the next 6 months, 12 months. What is it that I really, really want to be doing? And I want you to kind of get clear on that. And then I want you to write down that vision, write down the vision and make it plain. Okay. And then every day after you've written it down and your vision is plain, then I want you to start speaking your vision, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. You speak things all as though they were. I thought I had my Speak Life shirt on. I have a shirt that says, speak life, your words are prophetic. Because the things that you say about your life, the things you say about the things that you want to do, the things that you put out in the atmosphere, in the universe, those things actually come true. Think about this. When Biggie said, I'm ready to die, what happened to Biggie Smalls? He died. Tupac said, I'm ready to, when Tupac talked about death all the time, what happened? He died. Lisa Left Eye Lopez had a premonition about her death before she died. And she talked about it for 30 days before she died. Guess what she did? She died. I ain't speaking death over my life. I'm speaking life over my life. I'm speaking purpose. I'm speaking abundance. I'm speaking all the good things. My life may not be where I want it to be right now, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to get there because I have faith and I'm speaking that thing over my life. So what are you speaking over your life? And then you have to align yourself with the things that you visualized, you've written down, and you've spoken. So now that you've identified those things, how am I going to get there? What's the gas that's going to get me there? Now you got to start working it. Now you have to start educating yourself, investing in yourself, and understanding that you're your biggest commodity and investment. So what does that look like? What does it look like for me to invest in myself? And it could be anything. It could be a business coach. There are tons of business coaches out there, and I'm not talking about me. But I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in business coaching and personal development and professional development. And I've gotten millions of dollars in returns on investment. Now, I know everybody doesn't have that capability, but if you have something to invest in you, whether it's you getting online and going on YouTube, that's good. YouTube is great, but having somebody to teach you practical steps of how to get there from A to Z is even better. So what are you going to put to investing in yourself so that you can get to a place where that vision meets the manifestation? You got a vision, but how does it come to life? How do you bring that vision to life? There's the steps. So you got to understand, you got to know how to do it. There's a lot of people with many talents and skills and gifts out there. Tons of people who could cook a mean pork chop. Tons of people who are brilliant in artistry, who are great writers, but they don't know how to create a business. And so how do you create a business? How do you monetize that thing? Most of us don't know how to monetize it. So how do you get in alignment so that you can monetize the things that you really, really want? You have to be willing to invest in yourself. And that is in the knowledge. And I'm glad that you guys are on here watching me right now. So because you're getting some game. You're not getting all the game, but you're getting some game. But continue to pour into yourself and watch things that are going to pour into you so that gives you ideas so that you can execute it. There's a saying that the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it. So I know you guys are sitting there with brilliant ideas. And that's the good thing because I'm not the big ideation person. I envy those who have great ideas. I envy those who have brilliant ideas. People tell me ideas. I'm an executor. But a lot of you have these brilliant ideas and you're not executing them. And so if you're not executing them, you don't execute, guess who will? Me. Tell me your idea. And if it's good enough, I'm going to execute on that shit. It's just what I do. That's why I'm here. So I'm able to do the things that I've done is because I don't let no grass grow under my feet. Now it's time for you to do the same. You got to execute on that thing that you know that you're supposed to be doing. Stop playing small. Your breakthrough really does start with one choice. Okay, so when you see opportunities, answer those opportunities. Investing in yourself means saying yes to opportunities and walk away from things that don't serve you anymore. What decision can you make in your life today? And I'm not talking about with me. I'm not trying to bring you to the altar. I'm not trying to do any of those things. But I really want to speak to you and your passions and what decisions you can make today to move you closer to that joy and abundance that you know that you deserve. You know, when I often tell the story, when I was 7 years old, my auntie, Rosa Mae Jenkins, in my Sunday school class, this is when I knew that I could think, be, do, or have anything I wanted to. I'm in Sunday school. And she said that God loves you the same as everybody else. So you're as equally as important. You can do anything that anybody else can do. And I remember looking up to her and saying, even the president of the United States? She said, even the president of the United States. And from that day forward, because I knew that ain't nobody better than me. If they could do it, I could do it too. I deserve it too. Okay. You have to understand that you deserve everything that you want. You just have to go get it. And that's the difference between being ordinary and extraordinary, right? So those who are ordinary, they're just going to live and be content with what it is, whatever hand that they're dealt. But those who are extraordinary, those are the ones that are going to take the extra step. They're going to invest whatever little penny that they have in themselves. An investment is not a gamble. It is an investment, and you should expect a return on your investment. However, you have to put the work in to get the return on investment. So I made investments. I've invested in people and coaches and businesses and things like that that had zero return on investment. But I've also invested on things that have millions of dollars of investments. And so when you take a calculated risk and you vet your investments and you say, okay, this is a good fit for me, then once you connect with that, whatever it is, whatever you're investing in for yourself, you connect with that. You have to make sure that you're consistent and you work. So whether that investment is in stock, you want to start investing in stock. Okay, you make sure you understand how stocks work. You start studying that thing. You understand what the market, the volatility of the market looks like. You start listening to all the experts out here that are telling you about stock. You become a subject matter expert at that, if that's what you want to do. If it's a business, you invest in somebody who's going to teach you how to create that business. But the thing about it is you have to put the time in and the effort in to make sure that you do the things that's going to help build your business. Nobody's going to do it for you. They're going to teach you how to do it, but nobody's going to do it for you. So what is that thing that you are willing to invest in so that you can stop playing small and you can stop just living and existing and you can start being in alignment with your purpose? What is that thing? You got to make a decision today. What is it that you really want? And then think about the barrier that has been blocking you. What's that thing that's been in your way? Is it your husband? Is it your wife? Is it your lack of resources? Is it your lack of clarity? I think Sophia said her lack of clarity. Is it your finances? Is it your job? What is that barrier that's been in your way? And then I would say pray about that barrier and ask God to remove it. I'm not talking about ask God to remove my husband, nothing like that. That's certainly not what I'm telling you. But make the path clear so that you can begin to walk in your purpose. That is a prayer that you should have, is to make the path clear so that you can begin to walk in your purpose. And then I would say decide today that you're going to take one action that you're going to take today and this week and commit to it. Commit it to it out loud and write it down and tell somebody that you trust. Don't tell everybody your vision, because God didn't give your vision to them. He gave it to you. So they're not going to be able to see it like you do, but maybe somebody that you trust that can keep you accountable. One thing about me and the Net 7 Collective and the reason why we have accountability partners is because it holds us accountable. Okay. You said this is what you wanted to do, right? You said this was your goal. Okay. And you don't want to do this. Why? This is what I asked. Why don't you want to do it? But you said you want to get here, but you're not willing to do this to get here. How come? Well, what are you doing? Oh, okay. All right. This is what you said. You said you want to do this, right? Okay. I'm just curious as to why you're not doing the thing that it takes to get there. Having somebody that you're accountable to will hold your feet to the fire. Oh yeah, I want to do it, but I have no accountability. Pick somebody. And then if you want to join our group, Net 7 Nation or Net 7 Collective, you'll have a group of women that you're accountable to. That'll say, hey, because inside the group, we're going to assign accountability partners and accountability pods. And those are people that are going to be able to hold you accountable, that you're going to have, that you can call, that you can network with. You could say, hey, I'm not having such a great day, or here's what's going on with me, or here's a block or a barrier that I'm having, and you can brain share and brainstorm. But I want you to be accountable, and I want you to make that commitment this week. Ladies and gentlemen, happiness and abundance is one decision away, and you have to decide that you want it. And if you don't want it, that's perfectly fine. Everybody don't want it. But if it's a decision that you want to make to commit to it, then do it. Be like Nike and just do it. You ain't got to wait until everything's perfect. You don't have to decide what act and grow into your future. You can just do it. There's a saying that done is better than perfect. Beta now, better later. Be like Nike and just do it. So where are you with getting to that place and that space of what's next for you? Where are you? What's next for you? I like what Deborah Woodwin said. I'm definitely redefining who I am and embracing my success. So I just want to challenge you. I wanted to come on here today, and I don't have no thumbnail, and I didn't have no script or any type of agenda. I'll say I didn't have any type of agenda, but I wanted to come in here, and I wanted to encourage you to think about what's next, because a lot of people are in limbo. A lot of people are in purgatory, and you're stuck there, and you don't know how to pivot. And so there's something waiting for you on the other side. I was talking to someone earlier today, and they were going through, just some hardships with relationships or whatever. And one thing I know, because I've been there, I've been through hardships, and what I know for sure is that God wants the best for me, but it doesn't stop me having to go through the things that I have to go through, whatever lessons that I need to learn, whatever journey that I have to do to get to the other side. I know it's going to be greater later. I know that for a fact. And so it's like, God, just put me in a fast lane to get to the greater. That's not how it works. So that's not how success works. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to work for it. Everybody wants success and abundance to come. That's why so many people play the lottery. But it doesn't work like that for the most part. There's things that you have to do in order to prepare and get to the other side. And what is that thing that you have to do? So Larita said, what is that name, the name of the groups that you just mentioned? Those are groups that I have created that I coach. And so just if this is your first time here, let me just share with you my journey to being in this place, in this space. And it was rough. Watch this.
I never thought I'd be starting over. After over 20 years of marriage, 4 beautiful children, and building the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, I thought I finally arrived. Life was good. I was making money. I had a team, investments, a mortgage company. Everything I had worked for, prayed for, bled for, I'd built with my own hands. And then my whole world shifted. Divorce hit me like a wrecking ball. So I abruptly packed up my life. I left my business and I moved across the country. Not because I had it all figured out, because I needed some space to breathe. And what most people don't know is I was able to walk away and take a 2-year break because I had built passive income. That's what freedom looks like. Having my money work for me when I couldn't even work for myself. And during that time of stillness, I prayed, I fasted, I asked God, what's now? That's when he gave me the vision for Net 7 Collective. I looked around and I realized most of the people who worked for me were Black women. My tribe, my circle, all Black women. And I saw what we needed. We needed wealth. We needed healing. We needed options. We needed each other. I wanted to empower women who looked like me, who had given their all to everybody else, to finally pour into themselves, to build businesses, to invest, to write books, to own something. And baby, they did. Over 80 women all across the country and even globally had increased their net worth. They grew new income streams and they stepped into their power that they didn't even know that they had. But beyond the money, they found sisterhood. And now we're building Net 7 Nation because this movement is bigger than just a cohort. This is grassroots. This is legacy. And if you're a Black woman or you know one who's ready to get free, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, generationally, it's time. Welcome to Net 7 Nation.
So Larita, if you wanted to connect with Net 7, go to net7nation.com. We had our kickoff meeting last night. That's what I was sharing in the beginning of the videos. I was just sharing a couple of different moments from the meeting, just to kind of share with you what type of women that we have that are going to be leading these local chapters. And I'm really, really, really proud of them. One thing I know is that I am extremely intent on elevating people in their strengths. That's important to me. And I've always been that way. In my real estate business, I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, but my goal is I'm a leader. I'm a natural leader. I'm not a boss, but I'm a leader. And what does that mean? I empower other people to walk in their greatness, in their purpose, and in their strengths. And so what I've seen in these ladies who are going to be leading these chapters is they exude all of the leadership qualities and skills that will allow them to take what we've learned, what I've taught them, and to multiply it to women all throughout the world. We had over 500 women interested in over 20 countries that want to be a part of this movement. And I believe that we're going to change the world. We're going to make history. And what it's about is it's about closing the wealth gap. It's about building Black families. This is for Black women. It is about increasing our net worth to 7 figures. It's about creating a community, and it's about living holistically. So the wealth is great. You know, building your wealth to 7 figures is great. But more importantly is that holistic mindset, right? So I can show you how to get the money, but if your health is bad, then how are you going to enjoy the money? If your spirit and your mindset is bad, then how are you going to enjoy the money? If you're not giving back to the community, if you're not helping another person, and you're not making an impact, how are you going to enjoy the wealth? It's all of those things. It's all those pillars. So those pillars that we have inside the community are wealth, health, mind, body, spirit, health, wealth, mind, spirit, and community. Yeah, I don't think I'd said them all, but those are the pillars that we focus on. And this is for Black women to live holistically. And that's not to separate ourselves from Black men. That's to build our families. And that includes our Black men, that includes our Black children, and it includes our Black communities. And so that's what the Net 7 Collective is about. And ultimately the Net 7 Nation is our local chapters, where not only are you going to learn things inside the community, but there's going to be some local events and things that you guys are going to be doing inside the communities, which I'm excited about. And I plan on coming and doing a tour of all the chapters over the next year, and just, you know, hosting some local events with the folks that are going to be a part of those chapters. So that's what that is. And that's the reason, that's my life's passion. This is my purpose work. So my real estate business, that's what pays me the money. But my purpose work is through coaching and building up Black women. And so my ROI is sitting on the front row and watching these women soar, and they are doing amazing. When we did this book, I taught them how to write a book. So when we did this book, I think it was Vanessa's book, because we all have our separate authors of this book. We all have this book. And I think it was Vanessa's book that was like in the top 100 within 24 hours of releasing, right? Top 100. Mine wasn't in the top 100, but that was dope. I'm so happy for her that her book in the first 24 hours was in the top 100 books on Amazon. That's great, because we're all in this together. So their success is all of our success. It's not just my success, and it's not just their success. It's all of our success. When we see one sister win, all of us end up winning. And that is the beautiful thing about being inside this community. One thing that Felicia said is, I love the Net 7 space. My sisters are changing the world. And that's really what it is that we're doing. And they're inspired and empowered. And the secret sauce of the community, y'all, is not me. I mean, I'm pretty fresh. I'm pretty dope. You know, I know some things. You know, I know how to invest, and you know, I built this great company, and I invest in marijuana, I invest in real estate and commercial and residential, and I've done some things. I'm good. I know what I know, but I don't know everything. The secret sauce in this community is the community. The secret sauce in the community is the collaboration, is the women, is everybody is a subject matter expert at something, and we all collaborate. So we all know something, and we can all collaborate together. That's the secret sauce. So you have, you know, women from all walks of life, whether they are they work in law, or they work in medicine, or they work in IT, or you know, in real estate, whether they work in stocks or in AI or scientists. These women do the gamut, and so you have a connection and a community of women who do all of these different things that you can tap into, which is awesome as well, because a lot of times inside our communities, we don't have these resources. We are the only ones that are elevated and think the way that we do. And so our immediate circle, we don't have those people that we can glean from and that we can learn from and that we can pour into and then get poured into as well. We don't have that. And so to have this group of women across the nation that was birthed out of a dream that God had gifted me with is a beautiful thing. And all these ladies are doing is they're creating an extension of what it is that we're doing. And it's exciting. It's exciting because we're on the beginning level of this. And, we're already, reaching lots and lots of people, hundreds of people. And the goal is to have thousands of women across the nation that are making an impact in their families, in their selves, in their communities, and then ultimately in the world. So if you want to be a part of it, Net 7 Nation is where you go. And I love everything about everything that we're doing. So I'm going to get off here because I got another podcast at 1 Eastern, but I just wanted to get on here today and share just with you about not being stuck in where you currently are, but what is the next, what's next for you in the next iteration of your life. And I really want to just drop that in your spirit and, introduce a solution for you also, right? Because my thing is I see a problem and I try to have a solution, but I don't have all the solutions. I have the solutions that I understand and know, but I don't know all the solutions. So I want to just encourage you to just think outside the box and try to do something different. Okay. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time.